politics, power, and personal gain, the very soul of Sierra Leone has been ravaged. We have witnessed generation after generation of politicians, civil servants, and so-called leaders shamelessly tearing this nation apart, one deceitful decision at a time. From the moment of independence to the present, those in governance, past and present, have systematically undermined the potential of this country. Today, I invoke the prayer of Governor Claxon as a clarion call for divine justice upon those who have willfully contributed to the destruction of Sierra Leone. Governor Claxon's prayer. May those who pillage and plunder from the sweat of their brothers and sisters be cursed with the fruits of their own greed. May their wealth turn to ashes, their joy turn to mourning, and their peace be replaced with endless turmoil. Let their descendants inherit not riches, but the blood-stained misery they have sowed. And for every lie told, every opportunity squandered, and every trust betrayed, may their punishment be as endless as their deception. This prayer is a solemn and damning plea, one that seeks to lay bare the consequences of selfishness and betrayal. To the civil servants, political leaders, and accomplices who have undermined the development of Sierra Leone, heed these words, for the day of reckoning is upon you. There is no denying that many civil servants in Sierra Leone have operated under the weight of low wages. But let us not pretend that this justifies the greed, corruption, and sabotage that have marred the civil service. Too many have taken the state's resources for themselves, undermining national progress to secure a future only for their families. To you, Governor Claxon's prayer is not just a curse, it is your well-deserved punishment. How many times have we heard civil servants complain of low wages, only to see them manipulate the system for their own benefit? Instead of working to better the conditions of all Sierra Leoneans, they have chosen to engage in bribery, embezzlement, and deliberate inefficiency. To these men and women I say, may you reap the rewards of your bad work. The nation suffers because of your selfish desires, and it is time for the wrath of Governor Claxon's prayer to rain down upon you and your descendants yet unborn. May your ill-gotten gains be the very trouble that will deny you peace, not only in this life, but in the hereafter. No president, past or present, can escape the judgment embedded in Governor Claxon's prayer. From Sir Milton Margai to the present administration under Julius Maada Bio, each leader has played a role in either actively contributing to the downfall of Sierra Leone or passively allowing corruption to thrive. You who have ripped the nation's coffers for personal gain, you who have hoarded wealth while your people starve, may your unlawful deeds haunt you. To President Julius Maada Bio, I place you and your family under the weight of this prayer. The corruption, deception, and unholy alliances formed under your leadership have wreaked havoc on the very people you swore to protect. Your administration has presided over an era of broken promises and unmet expectations. The suffering of the Sierra Leonean people is undeniable, and for that, may the wrath of Governor Claxon's prayer be upon you. May the spoils you have ripped from the state's coffers become the very curse that brings endless trouble into your life and legacy. O Lord, I call upon you to answer Governor Claxon's prayer. Bring down your wrath not only upon President Julius Maada Bio and his cronies, but also upon every political figure and civil servant who has contributed to the destruction of this country. May their corruption lead them to their own demise, and may every deceitful action taken in the name of personal gain be met with divine punishment. The Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP, and the All People's Congress, APC, have both had their time at the helm of this nation's leadership. Both parties in their various administrations have failed to prioritize the welfare of the people, choosing instead to line their pockets and those of their allies. To the accomplices within and beyond Sierra Leone who have helped to condone, protect, and propagate these destructive policies, I place you in the crosshairs of Governor Claxon's prayer. May you suffer the brunt of your bad work. For those who have turned a blind eye to the misdeeds of President Bayo and his wife, for those who have remained silent as corruption flourished, may the Lord's wrath paralyze you. May it make you dumb, deaf, and blind. Mohammed Kane of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, ECSL, you and your accomplices have deceived the people of this nation. I pray that God deals with you in the most drastic way for the lies you have perpetuated. This nation has been plagued with unqualified individuals holding positions of power. From top government offices to foreign embassies, we have seen incompetence reign supreme. These individuals, appointed not for their skill or integrity, but for their political connections, have proven themselves incapable of steering the nation in the right direction. I ask God to send His fire upon every institution that harbors unqualified staff. May they be cast into the deepest hell, where they will no longer be able to wreak havoc on Sierra Leone's future. To our leaders, civil servants, and political opportunists, your time is running out. You have sowed the seeds of destruction in Sierra Leone, and the fruits of your labor will now return to you. O Lord, bring down your hammer upon every member of government who is not genuine. Strike them with the force of justice and let them know the true meaning of accountability. May Governor Claxon's prayer be answered in full. Punish those who have taken from the people, who have abused their positions of power, and who have used politics as a shield for their selfish deeds. May they suffer as the people of Sierra Leone have suffered, and may their punishment serve as a lesson to future generations, so that no one may ever again dare to destroy this country in the name of politics. Let the wrath of Governor Claxon's prayers be the eternal curse that haunts them, both in this life and beyond. Amen. A final plea to God. The Wraths of Governor Claxon's Prayers by Alpha Amadou Diallo, author Monopoly of Happiness, Unveiling Sierra Leone's Social Imbalance. Voiceover by Weard. In the name of politics, power, and personal gain, the very soul of Sierra Leone has been ravaged. We have witnessed generation after generation of politicians, civil servants, and so-called leaders shamelessly tearing this nation apart.
Okay, good morning, and welcome to a program where we call KOL RES, right on we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Also, how we can deal with issues them where they na the front page of the newspaper them. And sometimes then we can even touch on issues them where the newspaper they not get, but we feel say very much important follow we touch on them. And then later on we can bring person we can help we or people we can help we follow we discuss the different issues them. This type program we na KOL RES, right on we are on YouTube and on Facebook.
Mr. Minister, we understand say 21 sheep then come with rest Nawataki. Is it true?
The Salone people them receive a gift from the people of China of rest.
All right, so we they go straight and begin look at waiting the front page of the different newspaper them. But we kindly want for encourage you, follow you, like and share the program. And if you not do subscribe it, do you consider for do so before you continue with the rest of the program. And we go straight and watch waiting. We get now the front page of the different newspaper them. The first one we they take inside the program this morning. Now the Calabash newspaper. The Calabash newspaper get this big banner headline. We say as he delete on various topical issues, Foreign Minister Alhaji Timothy Kaba assures the public of no U.S. travel ban, clarifies misleading report, and as international partners pledge millions, Vice President highlights government's commitment to sustainable environmental management. MRCG launches National Fund for Public Interest Media to strengthening journalism. And you as well get Sewa International Sierra Leone donate food and medicine to Milton Magai School for the Blind. This is another story for you inside this edition of the Calabash newspaper. The Congo Times newspaper this morning say from hands off our girls to eyes on the presidency. Can Fatima Bio succeed President Bio come 2028? And Mayor Akisoya amongst 33 national geographic extraordinary change makers. You as well get FAO host workshop on inclusive, sustainable land governance. This is another story for inside this edition of the Concord Times newspaper. The drone newspaper during RSE Monster Parade, Ed James Bio delivers 100 days agenda. Opposition chief whip calls for removal of Conrad Saking. And you as well get Oman Bangura expresses gratitude to President Bio. Another story then for inside this edition of the Dawn newspaper. The Voice of Salone newspaper, 5 in police custody over mysterious death of 2 nursery pupils in Pentecostal school. And you as well get unknown thugs attack Watch newspaper office. Lands Minister drives away investors. Another story for instance this edition of this Voice of Salone. The Expo Times newspaper, Vice President Jallo launches National Forest and Climate Forum. Civil society activist weighs in on Corridor Oldies saga. Public outcry over minors that are reported dead. And you get NRA target 18.9 billion new leons revenue in 2025. And plenty other story for instead this edition of the Expo Times. The Daybreak newspaper, at the National Civil Registration Authority, Mohamed Massakoy, a trailblazer. Batilo Songa, the favorite choice for SLPP chairmanship. And you as well get SLRS staff celebrate James Bio, putting the right man in the right place. Focus 24/7 over the mysterious death of children. National Commission for Children raises serious concerns as the 2025 census approaches. Advisory and Technical Committee commends statistics Sierra Leone. During the ILO technical meeting in Nigeria, NACI's DG calls for support for the informal sector. Honorable by Mohamed Bangura holds IFTA conference. And the Salone Compass newspaper, Honorable Chei Kuko, the leader APC and the Sierra Leone needs. RCG launches national funds for public interest media to strengthening the media sector. And you as well get SLFA presidential election. Massive support for Babadi Kamara. New aid post to transform SLRSA. The City Hunter newspaper say creating a better future for the planet. Mayor Yvonne Akisoya profiled among 33 extraordinary change makers. Sierra Leone named again. Liberian authorities intercept illegal substances valued at over $77,000. The downfall of education. Sack MBSSE minister now. Opposition chief whip recommends. The Mnet newspaper say Minister Kabar refutes claims of U.S. visa ban on Sierra Leone. Blackout hit Pujeon town. Chief Minister meets steering committee tripartite recommendations implementation. The next one we get inside the program this morning at the AZ newspaper. First Lady leads Offlad into a new era. President Bio champions women's empowerment in Sierra Leone development agenda. For she. And you as well get Ministry of Health unveils district health train to enhance performance and community engagement. SLPHA set remark for revenue. Sorry, I take that again. SLPHA set benchmark for revenue generation and economic growth. We go to the next one. We're in the Oreto newspaper. At the Macaulay boost APC party with 500 bags of rice. And boosting agriculture, RC Bank MD supports launch of Eastern Farmers Poultry Feed Mill. And you as well get Civil Society Consortium commends government. The Premier News newspaper, drive for safer housing faces fund constraints. Yvonne Akisoya and Eugenia Kagbo honored in National Geographic inaugural 33rd list. SLEA induct new fellow, urge stronger regulation of building sector. And you also get other story for this edition of the Premier News. The Heroes newspaper say NACIT DG calls for global support for the informal sector pension scheme in Sierra Leone. Bloomberg HR officer and students array on 42 charges in 601,000 New Leon's fraud case. And you as well get other story then for inside this edition of the Heroes newspaper. The Oracle newspaper, too many promises of failure. APC exposes SLPP's Lungi Bridge project. Corruption at social welfare meant for distribution sold illegally. And you as well get DSP Septimus Serka Vandi, a transformational leader in Sierra Leone, policing and crime reduction. Maxim Quality Cement, okay, that's an advert. Victor Bokari for the hope for glory in the APC. And the Independent Observer newspaper, Mr. President, can we talk? Part 1 to 3. Madam Michelle Swallow bids farewell to President Bion. Freetown Mayor on National Geographic 33rd list. And other story for inside this edition of the Independent Observer. The Pyramid newspaper, Sierra Leone 3, Guinea-Bissau 1. Leone Stars claim second spot. Sierra Leone's asset declaration compliance at 91%. Sacked youth minister hands over office. The Unity newspaper, SLPP NEC to meet and provide date for rerun of elections. First Lady Dr. Fatima Bio engages U.S. Ambassador. Dr. Prince Alex Adin will be missed. As a dangerously educated man, Francis Ben Kelfala thrill Regentonians. And Sajo Aziz Kamara provides sunakati for Muslims and youth at SLPP office. The Future newspaper dropped charges against Anes, Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, and prioritize children mother, MSF coordinator, MBSSE right WAEC registrar, and drivers endorse Abu White. The Africa 24 newspaper, United Methodist University in Liberia, confers Bishop James Boy Coker honorary doctorate. In 2025 Finance Act, no new tax provided. And you as well get other story them inside this edition of the Africa 24, Samsumana heading to court. The Owl newspaper at the Macaulay donate Ramadan Iftar to Masimra indigents. Former Youth Minister Oman Bangura hands over duties to deputy. Creating a better future for the planet, Freetown Mayor profiled among 33 extraordinary change makers. And other story then for you inside this edition of the Owl newspaper. Now all the paper then this way we get inside the program this morning. They take a very short break and they come back just now inside the program.
Mr. Minister, we understand say 21 sheep then come with res Nawataki. Is it true?
The Salone people them receive a gift from the people of China of res for the tune of about 114 Now 1,114 metric tons of rice. This don't come for the past 3 years. The reason whether they come now for letting ghee, for food for asset creation. What does that mean? If people then they make inland valley swamp, they give them food for work, now heavy work. Then they plant cocoa. In the past 3 years, because we get the school feeding program, when our money we government they take for buy rest, we can normally transfer this rest will come immediately to MBSSC for let them put that in school feeding program. We do that under the same this year. This year also, because the Minister of Fisheries being closed the fishing period for a month, for the month of February, we and promise artisanal fisher folks say and go support them, then also get 7,000 bags of rest where the Ministry of Fisheries get for ghee to the fisher folks. So the rest we don't come. Yes, it come. Now gift we don't come for the past 3 years. And with the ghee, we don't hand over. We can't on our cabinet approve for level support. They work with the Minister of Fisheries. They do 7,000 bags. They go for the fisher folks for we then be locked the season, and the rest they go for school feeding program to MBSSC.
A final plea to God. The Wraths of Governor Claxon's Prayers by Alpha Amadou Diallo, author Monopoly of Happiness, Unveiling Sierra Leone's Social Imbalance. Voiceover by Weard. In the name of politics.
Okay,
power-
before we continue with the rest of this prayer, we want to kindly ask you for patience with us. Lilibit, the guest that try for link up. Just now, the producer the on the line for try for link up quick one. So, as of course, it don't just join we inside the show. It try for get settled better one for we go on with the program. This type program, of course, we now KOL RES right on we on YouTube and on Facebook, so we can discuss issues them where the front page of the different newspaper them. The discourse, and sometimes and then we can discuss issues the way the front page they not talk about, but we feel say important for let we talk about that one and day. Of course, the guests don't actually join we, but a try for figure out something. A mic and a video they off for now, but just some few seconds more, it go actually come on for we actually go on with the program proper one. And of course, you don't see or you don't hear waiting then at the front page of the different newspaper them. So there we three. And let me see what we get inside the KOL RES this morning. Of course, it don't actually settle down now. Camera and the mic don't they on, and we go straight and bring we guest inside the show this morning. So we guest for this program this morning. Actually, now human rights activist, now good governance, activist, now somebody we believe in peace. Or don't they advocate for the country go be united for we actually able to see how we will get a better salon. So inside the program this morning we get Valnora Edwin. We can help we follow we it's the KOL RES. Good morning and welcome to the program, Miss Edwin.
Thank you. Good morning. A pleasure being here.
I'm very happy for get you on the show this morning. So before we go any side, the first question or the traditional question where we can ask, the program in name actually na KOL RES. So the question is, who tell us you it's KOL RES?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, now the first thing is I don't join this program. I'm not eat KOL RES, so to be honest. I'm not eat KOL RES. I'm not supposed to eat very early in the morning. That's not the first thing. And I not eat too heavy. I can feel say rest. Now something we're very heavy. So I know they eat in the morning most of the time.
So where before this time, like where be the come up so?
No, I don't mean they eat rest. I don't mean they eat rest in the morning. Most times na bread. Bread, but rest no.
Well, this one is very much unique, this morning. For the first time for it come, and the first time for we get person, we no to that rest person, and in KOL RES and not get that kind of experience there for KOL RES. But still, let me see waiting it like this morning. We go still manage the bread. So who's kind tea? Because today we sabi cold tea. Then they just put sugar inside the water, mix something at the tea leaf and small milk and all that. So those kind of tea where you be the get where you small.
Well, now the same one where you mentioned, you get the tea, you get small sugar, small milk inside. They will drink it. And I remember then saying they also can call them full of bread.
Yes.
For me, that's then are the best bread.
Yes.
Can they watch so for see whether they can deliver them because then it hot, it fresh. They'll run go buy them. So together we full of bread, we get with tea, we clear.
So if the flama let small, say something wrong.
I tell you, and I'm so okay. Hey, no it. I tell you.
All right, okay. So of course, this is not the traditional way we can start the program. So we'll go straight now with Valnora Edwin. Valnora, before this term and now, I know so you're not possible we can advocate for make the country day together. Do you allow we get first an assessment before we see how we day? Waiting, how you they assess the country in terms of how we did together as a country?
Well, I can usually say it depends on whether you want to look at whether the cup half full or the cup half empty. We're not perfect as a nation. And make you always try for make the baseline be from the time of the war to now, waiting don't happen. And one of the things the way political scientists will tell you, most countries they don't go into conflict. 10 years after that, they slide again into conflict. Thankfully, me and you able to sit down here, despite the up and down and scares that we don't get over the years, we're able to forget this conversation and we'll not get two conflicts that we'll get for refer to. So that's a plus. In terms of how we don't manage, because I also like for use the premise of when you look at the root causes of the conflict, how we don't manage that and how we don't try for put in place the recommendations. Some of them we don't do in terms of the laws, in terms of the institutions then as recommended by the TLC report 2004. Waiting, I think, say will not change now the attitude of me and you as a Sierra Leonean, because sometimes we can see some of the causes of the conflict still glaring at us. That greed, corruption, all that kind of thing, and then still they look we in the eye. Despite we don't get very good institutions there, we get legislation, we get policies there, way for guide we for move forward. So yes, no country not the way 100%. Every country don't get issue. But I think if you look at countries like Namibia, Angola, Mozambique, even though themselves still they shake small, you look at then Rwanda, you see the progress where they don't make after themselves civil conflict that also lasted for several years, even though Rwanda and months. We still they way behind. And I think the greatest setback to that is just the attitude of you, the attitude of me. Until we change the attitude, and then we'll be able to foresee a lot more progress than we see right now.
You just don't talk about Rwanda, for example, where they miles away, from we. And okay, although they come out before we, but around the same time, they don't worst have be worst, whilst we been there per we own. We stay longer than them, for example. But in the TLC report, a lot of things them been there where na them put say, but now them thing they are now find out to say now in make we go per war. They are not try do them things they are no, let we not go back. But wait to let me look back at the TLC report. Most of the time, we can talk to people from the Revolutionary United Front, the one that will be done first, the one that we waiting. Then can tell we say, you see that some can say, no, waiting we fight for, we don't see say it okay. Some people go say, no, waiting we fight for, we still see say it there now. And in fact, even worse than how it been there. Let we assess them from your own point, from your own lens. The thing we make we fight war, it there with we lie, it is still live with we. The institution, for example, the judiciary, the how then they operate, the way how certain things then they go, they still the thing and still live with we, or we don't pass them.
Well, unfortunately, I think some of them think they are still there with we in terms of, like I just mentioned, the issue around corruption, the issue around weak state institutions, the issues around the economy, the issue around people they feel included in you could call them political process, which is not just about standing elections, but how decisions are made, how the states they govern. These are all what you call political processes. How the inclusion when they recognize you and me, say we are citizens and we voices need to be heard. So you can say, for example, even when they pass legislation, yes, they go say they gazette them, but we MPs are supposed for the get what you go call town hall meetings. I know say because I've worked with them extensively over the years, they go tell you say the liability is too much because people they go kind they want this, they want that, they want that. But they have an obligation to hold town hall meetings where them for explain to you and me whose institutions that they don't play oversight, whose law then don't they front the way they for pass, etc. So all of that's now part of the political process. People don't feel included in all of that, and that still obtains. Why it's a bit concerning is because we for don't learn. We for don't learn from waiting be at that time. Even then, at that time, we even blame colonial rule. Say, now this they do, they make protected, they make colony, they make this, they do that. But over the years, we all don't expose, we don't see people that don't live abroad for so many years, we don't get together, we for don't able chart a path. And one of the things that we miss in terms of how we translate the recommendations of the TLC into tangible outcomes where me and you for the feel right now. Now follow don't build with it, Aki always says a national vision. What is the national vision for Sierra Leone? Where 10 years, 15 years down the line, we still say this we they aim for as a country. Every government that comes in supposed to feed into that national vision. Why countries like Ghana, for example, then go get them up and down. But what keeps them on track? Now the foundation with Kwame Nkrumah build up, establish. Then go say J.J. Rawlings was a military, get dictatorship, he get issue. But he also followed that vision. He strengthened Ghana even further. We not get that. There is a book called Africa at 50. When most, I don't remember the author again, when most African states we get their 50th independence anniversary. And they were tracking the Thomas Sankaras, the NASAs them in Egypt, and a few other leaders them. Women promote ideology within their country. Sierra Leone is one of them. If you read that book, they say a very minimal thing was said about Sierra Leone because we not get that leadership, we build a vision. And unfortunately, over the years, we still not get them. So wait till they find out everybody they come with own. This one come, he bring this own today. We move based on party thinking, individual thinking, rather than national thinking, we for bring it together. That does not mean we not go get disagreements. That does not mean things then not go too well. But it still means it gives us a focus. Because if you don't say at the go down yonder, you will have distractions on the way. But it still keeps you focused. Say, why left lonely so now cutting three at the reach. Whether na Pademba road you pass, whether na Kuto road you pass, whether na Sandel Street you pass, whether you meet traffic, whether they bound you, whether police hold you, you are focused that I have to get to Cotton 3 and you dey reach there. You even give yourself time. Say by 11 o'clock, I for don't reach there. How you start for let you reach there on time, bearing in mind all that distraction there is all part of the plan. But we not get that where they tell we say in 2 hours time while left here, I for reach Cotton 3. We not get that. So this one they can't today say today Salona up go we go. The other one can no we dey go Mashaka. The other one can no we dey go York. So we just they go round and round and the even little gains they what they make, too they see them because that clear path no they. If that clear path they would able for track say, yeah, so don't move small. Yanda we get for build on them. So that's where we are.
So instead of we to go forward, we to go backward because we not get clear vision.
So I will not go necessarily say we dey go backward.
The reason why I ask this question because, for example, today, at una own term, you dey see say una get a lot of things them when now they exist. And now then same things then they if they mean they if we don't make we economy they go. For example, today you been they fly with plane, taxi plane. From Freetown, go Bo, go Kenema, go Kono, go this and that, then different side of the now we know they exist. In fact, for we even get national carrier, the SAM, Sierra Leone National Airlines, now they exist again. So how you could consider that?
So I totally agree with you. So now some of the effects of the war, we unfortunately, because we not get that national vision, we're not able to pick her up. Unfortunately, myself, well, I know say I'm a member because I'm in small detail with them and they say, plane they come out from here, from Hastings. They go Kenema, they go Bo, mostly in different parts of the country. We no longer get that. Yes, we had a national airline. We no longer get that. We had so many factories. We know, look, NATCO, the other time, me and some people go around Wellington. Then we say, remember, we'll be small, where they get that NATCO biscuits, you get that toffee, you get so other biscuits there, where, like, one own generation, not ever see them, not ever know them.
No, me I
it's
eat
like
them.
a dream. Well, you see, as a child, those are the memories that we been get. For like get that toffee day, na school now, that the tiffin companion and all of that. Those are the good memories. Unfortunately, we not build on it again. And some of these things are the things that bind us together. So I totally agree with you. But the where that's the missing link don't be from where the war come, where destroy them, we're not able to build ourselves together, get that cohesion. For let we chat forward, for let we able to build the economy. That's the unfortunate piece.
Okay, so let me look at this thing. Accountability in all of this very much important, very key. But what we observe now the fact say you can don't come as a government, you get this, you can good book where you don't put it together and say, now this one for can do. Yeah. But because you bank your campaign on party or on your region, where include the tribe and other things, they make other people not able for all you to account. And along the way, if people are from this side want for all you to account and say, oh, now because not to your brother, because not to your party and all of this thing, how this thing they bring it together or how it is scatter our country?
So that's an unfortunate aspect we don't build over time. That's we know again, because we know they get a clear path. This is where we want to go as a nation. And being aware that you need everybody on board for let you start and continue on that journey. Now make we get enclaves there. So now you the campaign, instead of campaigning, yes, I mean, Africa, I don't know if you can take that away from us. We like go to them kind thing and they, even though interestingly, I was an observer for the Ghana election, they did not campaign on ethnicity. Even in Liberia, I've also been an observer for the election with ECOWAS in Liberia. They were not campaigning on ethnicity. It's very unfortunate, say, we don't think, because I would say now think we think to that level where instead of you talk about what you they can do, where we all go gravitate towards, you they make say, no, me I come on a your region, me na your brother. In fact, they begin talk bad about the other person. And then when you sit in office, it's like now you own this region. Now they're no more the people they within a salute. And to be honest, when you look at the when people then win election, if you're only banking on your region, you will not win. And even in your region, not all side na Salona don't mix so many people and they everywhere. So even that place where they say na they are common, the Mendes specifically, they think say na south, and then the Timini for the north. You have so many other smaller ethnic groups and where they did, and you have other groups and where they did. So now they all vote for you. So why when you come, you focus on a particular ethnic group? So these are the things the way they affect you. We need for ensure say we look broadly. Come with you idea bind to as many people as possible. And that's where you create the inclusion, where I mean they mention saying political processes, people they know they feel included. You are making your appointments. Who are the people you appoint? You they give contracts. Who are the people you give contract to? I get forget a party card or show say I'm a sympathizer. Even if I get all the qualification and credentials before you give me a job or a contract, no, enough for be so. Everybody for stand a chance. That's how you develop the country. Enough for just circulate. Because waiting they be when last government day, it focus on them particular people and they where then come out because they identify with them. This government we kind they give their oko. They know they get job. So even that money where they don't make all they done. So those sets of people get poor. Now the country they post so. They were where they now, and then they get all the access. Where themselves at some point if they come out, the other one come, call them, say, now you been there with them. If I them appoint you under. So even if that person was professional, he doing job very well, he qualified, he go deliver. They call him for calm because you don't identify, say, he dey under. That's very petty politics.
And because of this, don't make, the try for wonder if actually we want for come out of this slavery for say now only politics could make you better, or the politicians they want for let we come out of this feeling say now only where we link to political party or to tribe or to me party now for make you better. Because for example, as you analyze this way now, where we come, if we boku, the one that will support me, okay, forget the old job for later no vex per we. And we find out say a lot of private sector not they develop, for example, more work than not they come as a result of investment or other things. Rather, the more burden they day on the government for employ more people, stretch the small money where we get. At the end of the day, you find out say with the spend pass waiting with the able for make. So with all of these things, how will they expect for move as it is now? The money always we understand say we they get, they go per salary, and then the rest we pay debt. Any other one now we want for use for do development, pass we go back, go to us or we go bigger. How long you feel say as a nation we for in this kind of situation?
So like I say when I start, it's just about how we they think, you and me they think, and you and me meaning the way we Sierra Leoneans they don't they think over time. So when you don't campaign and you win an election, you get for realize, say, you get for appoint people then. And some of we get for realize, say, Ola, say, what to make the election then can be so contentious. Now, where some people then believe, say, this time a party. When I align to them, now they get job. Because over time, that the political context don't be. They get people that way then feel, say, aligned to them, or you get for pretend for aligned to them, for they able to get job. So private sector is not developing because contracts are given mostly by government because we not get the basic infrastructure for attract good, responsible investors then. So most of the contract again is given by government, or even where the investors then can government get an inside it. So all the work where they be again, now them people they are then so-called people they are way affiliated with government, now then they get whether they qualified or not is something else. So because that culture they don't people are not they realize that we have to break this cycle. This cycle not they make Sierra Leone develop. What we need to do now for ensure say government's not for be the greatest employer, and that's where I would blame the politicians. You have to encourage the private sector to develop. How do you do that? You get for provide the basic infrastructure, that light, that water, the roads. You get for make sure say with educational system, it dey in that shape where you dey skills, you dey build skills of the Sierra Leonean citizen for the job market. You get for make sure say you get you tax incentives and thing there where they make the businessman they able come. Then over time, you they get the profit. And it not necessarily mean say every investment, government person, 1 or 2% get for Google shares inside it. Allow extra people that we know they within the political realm. Like how other countries they do for develop, say you they come for invest a Sierra Leonean or a Gambian or a Ghanaian get shares inside. So if me interested, you should be able for say once you meet the criteria, but not for able for get share. I not get for join a party. I not get for be a minister, an MP, or somebody with a head one government institution for go get shares there. That is not private sector development. Because like I say, whether governments they come on, the other one can they pull you commodity. So it cannot grow. So we serve the people and get for realize say we have to build a system outside that partisan politics thinking, but more about from a national thinking. Let's make the private sector grow. Then the fight for go get government office not they so high. The fight now make even lower level election you they see first day. Because it's all about thinking long term. Me party win, that means say they can go be ambassador and then contract, then I mean they get and they can go pay mining company, then they can make me so, then they can do, and that shouldn't be the reason why you are going into an election.
And at the end of the day, for let you able for get in position and then you get for be violent.
Well, now so again, they don't make the culture that the more violent you are, you go born person, you cause person, you intimidate people. Then now the more you seem to be the bra or the mammy within the party, and it shouldn't be like that. It's not about violence. It's about how you convince people when you resonate with their aspiration on education, on basic services like water, electricity, on roads. That's how you build the capacity of people. That's what we want. But then it's just about being violent, being rude, being aggressive, get thugs, you intimidate people, and you feel say you so powerful, which is rather unfortunate.
Okay, so this brings we to one very important institution in the country right now, when at the Peace Commission. But the first question now, you still part of the Peace Commission?
I'm a board member of the Peace Commission.
Okay, so let we assess on our work, yeah, because I know you for be somebody way how you come now, so you talk. How you go rate the work of the Peace Commission? You think say una don't do more? Because like every day amongst the political party there we see violence. Like you right they don't say now only way I become the 5-star I'm a political party from the area, then they recognize me and the more chances I get for I get position. How best you feel say how you go assess on our work as the Peace Commission?
I did it. So inside there and waiting somebody they see outside, which I've always said that when somebody they outside they get a different perspective. I'm not gonna say will not work. I would say we can do more. We can do more in terms of having the resources and having the required personnel for do the task. And one of the great pluses of the commission, I think it's the only commission at Salone where board members are in the regions. So not to then commission, we go say commissioner East Tap Hill Station, commissioner South, Ide York, commissioner North, Ide Lumley. We get board members. We are not commissioners, board members, but we can also support the work of the commission directly in the region. So that's a plus. But with the required resources and the required personnel, we're challenging right now, we can do more than what we don't suppose to do. In terms of just taking an example of what the political parties then they do, it's actually the PPRC where they regulate them. And one of the work of the Peace Commission that we do, we look at systems and processes. What to make people they comply with systems and processes, because when you talk about peace and cohesion, you get for ensure say it's compliance. There should be system, there should be processes that needs to be fair. People then for understand say if I feel aggrieved, there's a mechanism where it trusts, where I can go and report. And that's what we have encouraged party people then. That you don't need for go stone, set fire. What you need to do, you party forget a redress mechanism, you for able for trust that redress mechanism, you go there. If you don't believe that party mechanism there, you have the PPRC. You can go there because now then they help political party there. You get the police, you need for go there. But one of the things that we can also look at, it's also these institutions needs to be trusted. So if you know say if I then am a party get issue are not satisfied, I trust the PPRC that independent and fair and impartial, that regardless of who that be within my party, I can go make a report and then go take her seriously. I can go now a police station. If fair enough for make, I can go report, elect how high that person be within my political party, I for able go make a report and then for able to see and hear me and address her. Well, that trust there in a state institution, they line continue for be a challenge. And we can always encourage them. How do you ensure you are fair? For make sure say everybody will come, they able for trust you. And how you deliver, then they trust you.
So let's turn them back to you and turn them back to your institution. Trust and fairness. How fair you una feel say una day in terms of addressing every issue? That is one. And you think say, because you there inside already, but you think say, salon people, more salon people trust the work way una they do?
I want to believe so. There are some challenges where some people then can say, and I agree, that we could do even more. And more meaning doing more public education because that's our role. Because when you say you need for be peaceful, those they go, but you need for be peaceful. It's about, like I said, do I have a redress mechanism? Do I feel it is trusted? Do I trust the police? Do I trust going to the courts? Do I trust any institution, the ombudsman? Because these are all related institutions where they deal with administration of justice. And where justice not there, peace not there for day. So we on role now for ensure say we coordinate them players and they say, una get for step up, for make sure say una do una own job. So yes, people like go say una not don't do much, but that is what we are doing. And in as much as this now the Peace Commission, you get the players them. Like if you go to parties them, it is more the PPRC than even the Peace Commission. We get for push them. It's more the police when it reach a certain level than even the PPRC. We self now push, we get for push them. So even we told free line when the issues come in, what we do, they call the institution there. They say this, we think say this now for ONS. We get people the way they do the analysis. This is for ONS. This is for police. This is for PPRC. This is for this institution. And we transfer the issues there and we monitor and track them for say then follow them up. So that is where we stand.
I know something, if somebody they discuss issues, then we get for do it, good governance, where they get for do it, national cohesion, I still feel say they not make mistake when they choose you. But waiting in my opinion, I think say the question first of all, when you do work inside the commission, you get the free hand actually for work like the Valnora Edwin, where me sabi.
Definitely, because like I mentioned, I am a board member. And what the board does, we meet periodically and advise the management of the commission. This is a commission, we not get commissioners. You get the executive secretary, that's the head, that manages the day-to-day affairs. It's different from when you sit as a commissioner. And I can assure you that since I be a board member, I get a free hand in every board meeting to say exactly what I think of decisions they will get for make. And I use my own technical, professional experience and knowledge for even support the technical programmatic aspect of the commission, because that's again another role you play as a board member. And as much as you give strategic advice, that's why you board members, they get technical expertise so they can give support to the management of the commission. And I've been in peace building, in human rights, and so give some programmatic ideas and suggestions to the management team of the commission on how they can go about for doing. So I can assure you, say, I definitely have a free hand. I know they didn't have space where somebody they block me for doing what I get for do. It doesn't work for me.
So let we look one other thing again, where the manner in which justice they go on in the country, equality before the law. Yeah, for example, I go stand right now in front of Cotton, or I go on my social media platform and say, for example, please, this not just something, and say I go light, I set fire per this particular individual, then because maybe I not get political link, or the party where I belong, not to the same as the governing party, police go invite me, then go ask me question, then go lock me up, see how they go waiting me, at some point then go can me go court or they lock me in a jail. That is when I not linked to the power. But if me, they inside, and me get ministerial position, me na commissioner, me na director, like I say no, me na tough man inside the government, I know they take nonsense. Then something happen, then I use the same word where that person you say, if you make something else, I go light you, live one, something like that one day. Nobody no go ask me. That's fairness. So the Peace Commission, una can concern about them things then they, because you just talk about, redress mechanism. If people are not glad, peace not there. And if you not treat people equally, peace no day. Because today I go get one mat, I keep her inside because I don't get no side for late complaint, they don't take her serious. But if something happen, boop, that mean one mat they all are the try for pull her out, and they go create a lot of problem. Una can look at the small things, then they assess them and see how best una can put them in place. Call certain people them out at some point and say this thing not right and this thing not waiting. Una can do that.
So the commission get peace monitors because as giving that example, na small community disagreements them, now they can escalate. Or even when something else happen, that small grievance, that neighbor grievance, that small thing maybe that street, then people they can jump on and make can be other things. So within the peace monitor, they will be working with organizations then at the community level. When then disagreements then they happen, they can try for mediate. And again, it's about looking at how structure, whose redress mechanism exists within them communities then they, where you can channel them complaint then they. So the commission not to courts, they set up courts, they run courts, but they look how their mechanism then they can be fair and administer justice, because not only then people can trust them and encourage people and say, use their mechanism then they when you agree, because people they get for be aggrieved. So now that we can do. The commission again is not an advocacy organization. So like calling out and jump na media as we CSOs are known for, that is not our role. But what we do, we do in various what you go call them sectoral meetings. So like the one way ONS go get, the DISEC, the CHISEC, all their meeting and the Peace Commission is there. So when issues then we either engage at that forum level or even one-on-one with organizations that based on their report they will receive, like I tell you, even the situation room, they send them to them. That based on their analysis here, we don't find out say this, because the commission get a mandate for give recommendations to government. And when you say give recommendation to government, it's all the state institutions. Where you see there are issues, you say based on this, we data we don't collect, you do give them a letter. Now this. So we kindly recommend, say, una do so and so for ensure peace and stability. But we know to advocacy where go they come every day, but still there's a communication unit where when required, then they do discussion program, then go even bring various players and come for discuss a particular topic. So that's the way it works.
Okay, so and I want to take you out of the Peace Commission again, and let me go back quickly to your area where Nade Milek for the EU and the CU, that governance side. I feel say that you strongest point standing in your opinion. So let's look quickly. Accountability, corruption, transparency. A lot of things they happen inside the country. And let's take 2-3 issues then quickly, and then we wrap up the program. One, the recent one where just the surface now the social media and the mainstream media now the issue of Chinese race for the government of Salone. According to the Minister of Agriculture, say 21 ships of rice don't come inside the country in the last 3 years. Well, they're not be able to tell anybody about that one day. So, but waiting we understand for my say then give to school feeding, and then give for the one the way they lock them this bente where they do fishing. We go forward and watch we watch inside these audit reports, the last audit report, and we find out, say, this rest, yes, surface day, but what happen, the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, sell this rest to one of the service provider, where now 4 service provider they get for the school feeding, but now one then sell and they left the 3 out of this particular one. Women say the money return back to government, and then it play along the way. Government sell this rest, government buy this rest. What do you think about issues like this? Now a donation will come, now a gift will come for the people of Salone.
Well, I think I now get a clear picture of that particular incident, but generally speaking, what I will say, this issue of rest business, successive governments always don't get an issue on how then they address them. And not only for rest, a lot of things then we feel safe or be beneficial to the ordinary people. So let me say that the rest was coming for the school feeding program. We found also plenty picking and they go school where not even they eat, where they not get meal. And that is an incentive for let them go school. That's now 1. 2, when they get good food, it oil the brain. It make them able for learn, they able for their brains and become sharper, because malnutrition they affect all their growth patterns they. So if there are many players involved and not clear stream no day, it comes back to what they say about systems and processes. If they say there's a donation to the country, I think say if I be very clear with the channel and to school feeding program, fine. We have 4 service providers based on what you share. I think say it does make sense that then service provider, then if now they're all involved, there's a clear process how they're all supposed to get them, rather than we have this back and forth. So it come back to the point about systems and processes, and who that then are the gatekeepers. We need for be accountable, we need for be fair, we need for make systems and processes plain and clear, say when NTR so can be, this is the way it goes, rather than we get particular arrangements because now this and these people are involved. And like I always say, country cannot develop if we walk along those paths where things they're not clear, people then begin get doubts and begin wonder, say, who side this thing for go, who side not for go, why you do it this way, why you not do it this way. So it's a bit concerning if it works that way. And if you decide, say, maybe now one service provider forget them, was it made clear why? It's just about being transparent, make the process open, make it be clear so that people can understand, say, now this way they go, and that is why you get this kind of results.
Let me touch on the other one again, where a lot of people then get to out and they look at another big scandal for Sierra Leone, we get for do with drugs. Yeah, recently we name na different country them, na Africa, na the world. Sometimes then it can be say na Salone person safe. Sometimes then it can be say na the passport no more than they get where then they use. For example, then catch one Nigerian na the Nigerian airport with 2 passports. One na Salone passport when they use. And then it gets in your Nigeria passport where it keep. So then thing and then we passport now other people and now one. And secondly, and the issue of this Dutch fugitive where they allege say they inside we country. What do you think about all of the issues that we get for the dogs?
I think say very unfortunate for Salone. That as we they try for regain a good image, where people are not go always they align with to the war we done so many years ago. Now we are being tagged or branded as a narco state. And I don't think say that's a good image for we, because for ordinary Salonians, the way they travel up and down, I know waiting some of my Nigerian colleagues in the face just because they are Nigerians. They say they are then a 419 and then a coup. And some of them are just professors, they are sales activists, they are journalists, then are business people, they go about. But the image on there, so it's going to be a bad image for the country. And I think it's a thing where the country needs to take very seriously, the government needs to take very seriously, and they need for ensure say then do what is necessary for clear that image there. Again, because we they run the states based on we personal affairs, I want to do this for myself. We can fail to realize that we are Sierra Leoneans. This issue of with passport self of people having a passports. Nothing where we don't raise for so many years. That these are like secured things. These are the things where they give you identity. It has to be managed carefully, and not for the satisfaction of one or small group of people of the amount of money where you get, where you sell them, give boku people then. So nothing will therefore be mindful of. And it come back to again what I say about the level of greed. Because people then sit in offices and so greedy that then they forget the bigger picture. That in the end, even you will sit on there, it bound for come back and affect you because you are Sierra Leonean. You got for take that passport day for go on side and you self likely for go through that same scrutiny day. So it's about ensuring that there is proper accountability and the state institution they were necessary need for ensure say then tell with the people then clearly wetin really they go on because the coincidence is too much. You get the one from Guinea, you get this alleged Dutchman where they are, you get one I think in China or India,
Yeah.
where they engage all Sierra Leonean and you have people with Sierra Leonean passports. Why we passport so easily forget? We for realize say it's a very sacred thing. We get for secure them and not make say because I go personally gain, I go sell them and I will get X, Y, and Z money. You they do them at the detriment of the image of the country. I think say we national pledge they tell we say we get for honor the good name. We get for do everything where they promote the good name. And unfortunately, people then sit in offices where that is not a priority for them. It's just about their own personal aggrandizement. Unfortunately, this is not the state will defend we say. And you know, over the years, a lot of them things there are things that have been said over and over and over again. And to be honest with you, it is tiring and it's disappointing that we spend so much time, like you say, going personal now, you were saying, I know you've not been around because it's no longer interesting. Because we as Sierra Leoneans are not doing the right thing. We've been saying the same thing. We don't talk passport issue before. We don't talk about accountability before. We don't talking about state institutions that they should deliver for the people, not for a party or a regime. They come and go, but the people remain. We don't say these things so many times, but unfortunately, we know they see the change. So it really becomes tiring. It really becomes disheartening that despite all what they say, even the one that we've been there in opposition, we've been they commend and say, yes, you are saying the right thing. When they're in governance now, they're doing the same thing, unfortunately. So it's not really encouraging.
And then when una talk back, they say una get that the other part.
So one of the things I'm not even bothered by that. Because from the time where they in front media, like 20 years ago, it was Pakaba time. They say the APC. Where APC can, they say the SLPP. Where SLPP can, they say the APC. Where some of us are not defined by APC and SLPP. Some of us are Sierra Leoneans. And we go continue in our own little spaces. I don't have to be on the media to say it, but in many other spaces where we still sit, they say what is right for the country. Because every government will come, your roles don't change. It's the same. You might prioritize different things, say education or infrastructure or feed salon, agriculture is my priority. That's fine. But what you need to do to deliver for you and for me is the same. We want water, we want lights, we want good road, we want send we pikin and go good school, we want proper health care, we want see people they earn a living wage, waiting the nurse, the teacher, and the policeman and the earn. Then you go see some man within an office waiting the earn and all the packs. Then it corrupt on top of that. So even waiting for go to that police, that teacher, that nurse, that doctor, they're not they get them. And we've been saying this over and over, which is why I said when I started, until we change our attitude as Sierra Leoneans, we go continue for the repeat the same thing they are government go, government come. We need for stop this greed and selfishness. Realize say when you sit in a public office, you're not there for a party, a group of people, or an individual. You sit there to render a service to the people of Sierra Leone because now then they pay you. Not to person they pull money in a pocket where months don't pay you. Now then small tax when they pull pan we all, including then same police, teacher, nurse, and doctor, we know they earn better. That's where they get the money to pay you. So when you sit there, your focus should be, how do I serve my people of Sierra Leone? How do I walk out of Sierra Leone and feel proud? Rather than they work out and they put you in a line, then they make you go sit down yonder, treat you anyhow because they look say you country no serious. So I think as we are rounding up, I think that's the message. People for make in their little space, you can make a difference. That decision where you get for make, that thing where you get for sign, that decision, action where you get for take, or the action where you're not supposed for take, all should be done in the interest of Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. And I can confess that right from this point, you know, when you dey speak governance, that na my favorite part because you dey make I get something inside. And I tell you this, and I ask you this question, and you na a nationalist and you supposed for serve the government, but the honest part of when you can dey out or when you dey out, all of these years where you dey out, and now you don't dey inside like a board, you know, kind of small changes there, and now you just don't tell me say the same issues the way una don dey talk again and again and again at the same thing and they no more they happen. So change is not the people una they get tired. So now I understand why that kind of thing they happen. But still, I think say get my heart very close to you because you very much honest in what you they talk about. And something and the truth of the matter is we can assess the things the way you be done they do before. What you be done they do before. We take words them from you. What you do now. We can assess. We can as well assess things the way una can do naturally. But now I don't understand you better because when you talk to a person, you understand them better, and when you listen to it, you say with open mind, you understand every part of them. So I offer
One quick one before you round up. Like I said when I started, I've been in this space for 20 years.
Yes or no?
So it's also a personal decision.
Yes.
That like una way day after we take up this space. You don't dominate a space, stego. So it's a personal decision. It has nothing to do with a government, where I sit, where I go. That's my personal growth. But I think we need new faces, new voices for coming. We give space to others. If other people they like Haja Zainab Bangura, no me give it space, we wouldn't have grown to where we are today. So myself at the step out, and I've said it in many, many forums. It has nothing to do with any government, any party. Nobody no intimidates me. Nobody will do that. But what I see is, let's have new voices. Let's have younger voices, faces, where they stand up and talk the same. Because if we don't move a bit to the sideline, others will not emerge. So that's what I'm doing. In fact, I'm grooming people to say, if you want to follow how I do things, it's up to you. But I'm there to support you, to mentor you, so that una self can at the stage. Take up the stage and run along with this because it look like this race in order for done just now.
Okay, and I wish you for me don't get opportunity for let people call because I just see the comments them. And before we go that way day for it, small comments for you for let you go with that one day. And I want to tell people say one more time, Valnora na be one of the board member na 98.1 who have been served as reporter, presenter, and producer. Valnora na make way, in other words, na him be the boss for Marcella Samba Sise, and of course that word we talk it makes sense because look now say Marcella self don't position himself, and it continue for move, and it not go continue for then at the media or then at the civil society space forever. I get for make chance for we all. Okay, so this person when George Walker say a round of applause for this sister. Yeah, Mama Ibutige and Vremo. So in other words, they call people for let them clap for you better when, and a lot of people actually appreciate the contribution where you make inside the program today, and me say I feel pleased that I get you inside the show this morning, and I want to tell you plenty thank you, and we look forward for get you once in a while for let you to speak the truth way you always can speak to salon people.
Retire.
No.
I don't retire.
Okay, you go retire in terms of the way are you the work, but that your voice important for the society. Then I go tell you for real. Important. It not can be all time, but once in a while. At least if now from now to the end of the year, we get you back for let you we can talk to salon people, and that could be nice. And maybe on the night program we get thousands of viewers we can actually listen. That again will create a lot of impact. So one for appreciate you and I love me to you. Thank you very much and get yourself a good day.
Most welcome. A pleasure. Thank you.
All right. And name na Valnora Edwin, we na good governance campaigner. Same way so na peace campaigner, and you don't can add your own voice inside. Like I tell her right now, if it's certain time and the way we can watch them, analyze things, then we can say okay, it don't dull the lamp small, but they don't tell we say again forgive space to other people, and that's real. Now like. We no go there so forever. We get for give chance to other people and for let them go. That's not the real part of them. So I appreciate them. I want to tell and thank you. Well, some people don't tell me before this time say, oh, that woman they na this, and I don't just take them today. And one other strong woman as well tell me the same thing. We himself don't talk so today, behind the scene. So I appreciate And thanks to the producer, we get them inside the program this morning. Thanks to now all we actually join me inside the show. You will like, you will share, you will comment, you will you actually subscribe. We appreciate now all. And of course, with the left on now by God in Power, and the joining again is another beautiful edition of a program where we call Weird, maybe sometimes this afternoon or Nanette. We love you all so much, and get yourself a very, very, very good day. We love you all. Bye bye.
Mr. Minister, we understand say 21 sheep then come with rest Nawataki. Is it true?
The Salone people them receive a gift from the people of China of rice for the tune of about 1,114 metric tons of rice. This don't come for the past 3 years. The reason why they come now for letting give for food for asset creation. What did they mean? If people then they make inland valley swamp, they give them food for work, na heavy work, then they plant cocoa. In the past 3 years, because we get the school feeding program, when our money we government they take for buy rest, we can normally transfer this rest will come immediately to MBSSC for let them put that in school feeding program. We do that under the same this year. This year also, because the Minister of Fisheries being closed the fishing period for a month, for the month of February, we promise artisanal fisher folks say and go support them, then also get 7,000 bags of rest where the Ministry of Fisheries get for give to the fisher folks. So the rest we don't come, yes it come, now gifts we don't come for the past 3 years, and with the give we don't hand over, we can't go on cabinet approve for level support the work with the Minister of Fisheries. They do 7,000 bags they go for the fisher folks for we then be locked in the season, and the rest they go for